When you blow in hot coals, they glow brighter as a result, and this is because you're providing more oxygen for the combustion to occur. This same principle can be applied to internal combustion engines, where the mixture of fuel and air is compressed by the piston, ignited by a spark, and this is what provides the energy for the engine to operate. In theory, the more oxygen that we can get into the engine, the better, the more efficiently the combustion will occur, and the better the engine will run and the more power that it will produce. And this is taken to an extreme when you turbocharge or supercharge an engine, and what you're really doing there is forcing as much oxygen into that chamber as you possibly can to get the most power out of the engine that's available. Now, when it comes to mass manufacturing, components have to be designed and made on a compromise between cost and performance. And this means it's often possible to identify specific components of an engine that can be replaced with a higher performing part. Standard air filters are made to a specific cost and in some cases can restrict the airflow into an engine to a certain degree, whereas third-party units are available which are manufactured to a higher cost but do provide a better airflow into the engine. This is why replacing the air filter can be a great upgrade for any engine, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this episode. So here we have the two air filters then. This is the one that comes standard on the bike. I've taken it out already, as you can see. This one's made of paper. It is designed to be disposable, which means that every year on your service, this is going to get chucked away. You're going to have to buy a new one and get it fitted into the bike. This is a new one from DNA then. It's made of layered cotton, and this is actually washable. So instead of getting a new air filter every year, you can just use the same one. You can wash it and away you go. Now, as they said before, this one apparently has 11% better airflow. It's not a big difference, but it is a difference. And the more air we can get into the engine, absolutely the better. So I think this is a really good idea for an upgrade. You can see they're identical in size and shape, and that means you just pop this one out, you pop this one in, and that's you good to go. It's as simple as that, really. So that's great. Anyway, let's get this into the bike and we'll see how it goes. So this is where the air filter goes back in then. It just pops straight in here. Simple as that. And then the rest of the gubbins get put back on again. I'm not going to do all this because, there's plenty of other videos out there that show exactly the same process. I just wanted to show you where the air filter goes, where the old one comes out, where the new one goes in, and then it's got this little feeder tube to feed the air into the engine. An extra 10% air, that is. So that's it, that's the air filter in there. Fairly simple and straightforward process. Took me about 20 minutes overall. I know there's some people out there can do it a lot quicker, but I'm pretty happy with that. It's not a difficult process, and it is something that pretty much anybody can do. I wouldn't worry too much about it if it's something that you want to do yourself. One thing I want to mention is about how these engines run, and that is in their fuel air mix, they run what is described as lean. And that means that there's less fuel in there than there really could or should be. There's various reasons why manufacturers do that, the main one being to try and meet emissions targets. But it does compromise the engine to some extent, results in you having some flat spots throughout the power delivery, and also there's a fairly widespread issue with Scrambler 400s and the Speed 400 where they stall sometimes. If you're decelerate and you drop it from third into second, the revs get down too low and the engine stalls. I've had that happen a few times, and I know some people in the comments have mentioned it as well. There's a fair bit about it in different forums and stuff like that. Can be a little bit dangerous sometimes as well. I have had it when I've been pulling out somewhere and it's just conked out and left me in the middle of the road. So not really ideal. All those things are hopefully going to be addressed by this little device here. This is called a FuelX Auto Tune. It's a device that's made in India. You can get them anywhere in the world. And what this does is it adjusts the fuel and air mixture that's going into the engine. I haven't fitted this yet because I want to do a bit of running now to gather some data. So I've got something to compare it to when we do get this thing fitted. But essentially what this is going to do is add a little bit more fuel to the fuel air mix of the engine. That's going to eliminate the flat spots in the power curve, and hopefully it's going to address that issue where the bike stalls every now and then. It's going to be difficult to test that. I've not been able to make the bike stall whenever I want it to. you know, which is really, I'd like to be able to figure out a way of doing that, and then we can see whether this addresses it or not. But I'm hoping that there's going to be a fairly significant difference, and enough to be able to feel a difference when we're running the bike. We'll find out. That's my next thing anyway. That's going to get fitted over the next few days, and the next video is going to be about what this is done. It's not a product that works on its own, and you know, so far we've got a decat straight through exhaust, we've now got a high performance air filter, and this is the final piece of that puzzle. Well, any of those things on their own don't really do a whole lot, but you put all three of them together, and that's when you start seeing results. So hopefully that's going to be the case. We'll find that out. Thanks for getting to the end of this video once again. I really appreciate everybody watching. It's been great to watch the channel grow. And see the interactions and comments and the likes and everything on the video. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone that's all around the world. You know, I'm really enjoying my Scrambler, and being able to make videos like this that people actually watch and comment on is just adding a whole of another level to the enjoyment of it. And I'm learning so much as I'm going through all these different upgrades and different little things that are going on. As I said, the Fuel X is going to be next. Following that, thinking about brake pads. I ride mostly on the road, and the feel of the brake pads is just a little bit vague for me. So looking at KTM 390 brake pads possibly going to pop in there. Apart from that, not really sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens after that. But Fuel X is next, brakes after that. And then we'll see what's going on. But yeah, anyway, look, thanks so much again for watching. Thanks for making it to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see some more. And yeah, thanks again. We'll see you soon. Take care.